Morning. Pardon me. BB and Jack Bush. I know I've been under the weather. I'm so sorry I haven't been able to put out more videos than I have, but I'm recovering from pneumonia. So it's been a pretty difficult last couple of days. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Hold on. I'm very happy that I found a Starbucks that is not giving me a lot of issues or problems. It's on 103rd in Broadway. Really nice people so far. So let's get right into it. One of the things I wanted to bring up and I want to get right into, I'm going to talk about the NBA, but I wanted to talk about that Larry Nassar problem and the reason why the Larry Nassar problem is systematic abuse of our young women and of females, because there were people that knew of his proclivities and they did nothing to stop it. There was a young lady, her name is, it escapes me right now. I got a video coming out on it. And so what ends up happening is the young lady went to Larry Nassar because of her, the gymnast coach in Michigan State. The young lady told the gymnast coach that Larry Nassar, what he was doing. The gymnast coach told the young lady at the Michigan State, now this is at Michigan State, this is her coach. Her coach told her that she can, go through the proper steps, tell everybody on Larry Nassar, but it's gonna ruin her and his life. Like, that's how you quiet victims. This cannot be tolerated. Please, this is just parents out there. We have to get, first of all, when our kids become teenagers, they don't want nothing to do with us. That's just the way it is. But there needs to be an understanding that when certain things happen, that they feel like they have, that they could come to us and they can tell us about their issues and their problems so we can help. That our children don't feel alone, that our children don't feel like there's nobody out there that loves them, that there's nobody out there that can understand. This is very important. The young lady said that after she spoke to the coach, she didn't even tell her mother. She didn't tell her father. She didn't tell anybody. She kept it to herself. This is how they're shutting up our young victims and our older victims, by making them think that if they come forward and they tell on their victimizer, that they are also going to be in trouble. Everybody says, that this only works with children. This does not only work with children. This works with grown-ass adults. That's how they were shutting up a lot of the actresses and the wannabe actresses in Hollywood, by exactly telling them that. And then in some cases going through with it. Because Larry Nassar problem is an issue. So currently they didn't fire everybody in the OSU, the USO, United States Olympic Committee. They have resigned. Every single person on the United States Olympic Committee has resigned. That's what needs to happen at Michigan State. At Michigan State, everybody that's part of the athletic department that either had an inkling that something like this was going on, that even was in the chain of events where there was people complaining, that knew that this man was doing what he was doing, all of them, they need to be fired or they need to resign. They need to not be working there no more. People like this are just as bad as the predator. The people who are protecting the predators, they're just as bad as the predators. Something needs to be done. With that being said, I'm gonna get right into the Knicks. The NBA. So, as everybody knows, I've been putting out videos about the Cavs. And I've been saying the same thing. I've been pretty consistent. I'm saying that, what's this dude's name? Isaiah Thomas is a terrible defender. And whenever he's on the court, the Cavs are a worse defensive team. Finally, they're bringing it up and y'all know I've been talking about this for weeks now, but finally this question was actually brought up to Isaiah Thomas and somebody called him out on it. So Isaiah Thomas does what you never do to the media, especially if Sports Center's around. He challenged them. He said, well, the Cavaliers, they were a bad defensive team. They was one of the top 5 worst defensive teams in the league before I even came back. Which is not entirely true, because the Cavs had one of the best defenses in the league until he was healthy enough to start practicing. Once he was healthy enough to start practicing, that's when the Cavs went down. That's when their issues started coming up. I mean, that's when they started having problems. When he was healthy enough to start practicing with the team, that's when his poison started seeping into everything that was going on with the team. So this morning, well, last night, I noticed that after the game, ESPN started putting up the stats. It said that with him off of the floor and with only him off of the floor and with LeBron on the floor, Cavs are +10. Isn't that what I've been talking about? He has a terrible plus minus. He can't guard his man, and you can't switch, because who can he guard? Like, who can you switch him off on? You understand? So with him off the floor and with LeBron on the floor, Cavs are +10. With him on the floor and LeBron on the floor, Cavs was -4. Same problem, same issue. This is what I've been talking about. This is nothing new. I've been saying this for the longest. It's just, damn, somebody took their like away from me. That was not nice. But this is what I've been saying the whole entire time as far as this man is concerned. The Cavs will be much better off if they can get rid of him and they can move him somewhere else. The Cavs will just be a better team. And just so everybody know, usually morning coffee, I do a lot of sports talk because I'm out in public and I don't talk about certain issues unless I get feedback from the people that's actually in the stream, because I don't want to offend people and I don't want to create an atmosphere where I'm not going to be able to stream. So whenever I'm in public and I'm streaming, if you want to broach a subject with me, it's not a problem. I'm going to respond back. But a lot of the subject matter that you might see me put up on my regular videos, I won't necessarily just go into them unless I'm prompted. So, like I said about Isaiah, I'm just really not feeling well, y'all. My brain is not working right. So, like I said about Isaiah Thomas, the Cavs need to get rid of him. I don't see how they're gonna do it. They're gonna have to eat that contract. But if the Cavaliers wanna be able to be competitive, they're gonna have to go get themselves a point guard that, one, could play defense and that, two, got a jump shot. Funny thing, so LeBron James was talking yesterday, and when LeBron James was talking, he made a point to say that in the fourth quarter they played really good defense. Isaiah Thomas didn't play 1 minute of the fourth quarter. Isaiah Thomas was sat on the bench the entire fourth quarter. As LeBron James made a point to say that in the fourth quarter they stepped up their defense. Isaiah Thomas is not the only bad defensive player on the team. Everybody has lapses of judgments. It is what it is. But for everybody that's ever played a sport, you know how hard it is. You know how hard it is to play with somebody that you don't want to play with. And this might be the issue with LeBron James. This might be the issue with Isaiah Thomas. There's just people on the team that don't want to run with him. You know, there's just people that don't like his energy. They don't like his aura, and they need to get him off of that team. Like I said before, the team started doing bad. Bless you. The team started doing bad when he came back from injury, and they went on their first streak the other day. Their first 2-game streak in like a month. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they're just gonna have problems. They gotta get rid of him. They can't get rid of him. He's only making, I think, $6 million a year. So, I mean, they just gonna have to eat that contract at this point. If I was the Cleveland Cavaliers, what I would do is I would buy him out. I would literally buy him out. Cleveland Cavaliers is about winning championships. I will buy him out so he can go just get out of here. We're just gonna eat that $6 million. But the only reason why I would see that they wouldn't want to do that is because then that's basically giving Kyrie Irving away for nothing. And that's not something that they would want to do. Giving Kyrie Irving away for nothing, it don't make sense. But the Cleveland Cavaliers is about winning championships. And as long as they have Isaiah Thomas on their team, they're not going to be able to. It's just, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it possibly happening. I don't see that there's a possibility that that team will be able to flourish as long as they have Isaiah Thomas on their team. He's just not a team player. He's a volume shooter. I think yesterday he had 14 points, 7 assists. That's a good look, don't get me wrong. But you could tell at the end of the game when they interviewed him, he did not like he doesn't like his role on the team. And he's just one of those players, it seems like to me, that when he doesn't like his role on the team or he doesn't like how things are going, he's just going to screw everything up. I'm going to tell you real quick. Good morning, Hillary. How you doing today? Have you been following that Larry Nassar? The Larry Nassar case. Have you been following that? I put a couple of videos up. Yes, you, Hillary, you. Come to find out, I was waiting for somebody to come in here and talk. Come to find out, as far as the Larry Nassar case is involved, there's at least, they found out that at least one gymnast, one official knew without a shadow of a doubt that he was molesting children. And the gymnast is a female, and she kept sending more little girls to him to get worked on. I personally think that every single person that knew or had reasonable knowledge that this man was molesting children and they were sending children to him, I think that they should also be held accountable. I think that they should be able to be brought to civil court. I think that they should be able to be brought to criminal court, because these people, we put our children in their hands, and if you can't be trusted, and if you're doing the things like that, exactly. She knew. It was a lady too. It was a lady. She was the gymnast coach at Michigan State. I forgot her name. She resigned. And her higher up, the person over her, also knew. Like, they knew that this man was molesting children, and they just kept letting him molest children. The girls was coming to these ladies, coming to the gymnast coach, and telling the coach exactly what he was doing, how he was sticking her fingers in them, and they didn't do anything about it. Thank you. I think the same thing. I think that charges should be brought up. I think that actually the FBI has said that they're gonna investigate all of this themselves. And I think that that's the right move. The FBI said that they're gonna investigate everything. They're turning over all stones. They're not gonna skimp on the resources, because this is terrible. And it pisses me off, because somebody came in my comment section and said the only reason why people care is because it was some white girls. He was doing it to all races of girls, white, black, Mexican, Panamanian, whatever race of freaking female little girl he could get his hands on, he was doing it to. And that just really pissed me off when the person left that comment. I hate how everybody turns everything into a white and black thing. Oh no, he's done. He got 60 from the feds, and he got 167, I think, from the state. He's finished. There is no more him. He's done. No, I couldn't watch the Grammys. I'm not even into the Grammys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's not something I'd watch. That's something that if I did have a girlfriend, she would have to kind of trick me into watching. Like, I really wouldn't watch. I wouldn't watch the Grammys. I don't care who wins those awards, because most of the awards that are given out, if you notice, a lot of people don't win that should win. That's because you don't really win the awards half of the time because of how good your album was or how good the song is. All that's politics. All that's behind the, all that's politics. Put it like this. This is the best example I could give you. How did that girl win freaking Best Actress for that My Cousin Vinny movie? How did Marissa Tomei win Best Actress for My Cousin Vinny? First of all, that wasn't even a great movie. I know. I paid money to see it in the movies. It was all right. It was funny. but that was an Oscar-worthy movie. She won Best Actress for that. Just, you know, if I was an Italian person, I would be offended. Why would you give somebody that for just being a stereotypical, you know, the stereotypes that people think Italian people are? I'd be offended. I'd be pissed off if I was an Italian American. I'd be pissed off. That's like when they give, no, I didn't hear about Lil Wayne, tell me. But that's like when they give, that's like if they would have gave freaking, what's this dude name? Chris Rock a Oscar for Pookie, for being Pookie. I would have been so pissed off. How you gonna give this dude an Oscar for acting like a crackhead? Like, that's the same thing. They gave her an Oscar for being all the stereotypes they could put together in one movie about an Italian woman, Italian American woman. And you know what I'm saying? Not even like an authentic one. I know Italian Americans. Oh, he had another seizure. I did not know that. I'll look into that after work. But I'm not surprised, because you got to understand, these dudes are not just having these seizures because of these drugs that they're using. They also getting drugged. You got to understand this. They getting drugged. Like, right, what's that dude name? Uzi Vert, or whatever his name is, Lucifer. They get drugged. They're not just on drugs. They get drugged. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you this because, like, I was involved in the music industry a little something back in the 90s, and I'm letting you know right now, like, these dudes is getting drugged. They drug these guys and then they rape them. I'm telling you, you can't not get on drugs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that don't work. Like they drug these artists, get drugged, the women and the men. See, that's why I'm so much of a proponent. I'm so much on the side of this whole Me Too movement, because as soon as men stop being ashamed of being raped by other men, this Me Too movement is gonna go crazy. Yeah, but I already put the video out about Puffy. Remember? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put another one? I already put the video out about Puffy. Everybody know Puffy's gay. I knew Puffy was gay before he was famous. I mean, but I don't care that Puffy's gay. I just care about the fact that Puffy likes little boys. That's the part I care about. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the video I made about Puffy and his proclivities was more about how he liked touching little boys. And like, I've been heard Puffy was gay, but you know, he got a right to be gay. What the fuck? If he wanna go, you know, slob on a knob, he got a right to go slob on a knob. It's his business. But when you start messing with them little boys, that's when there's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Good morning. Oh, what's up, MMA? Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. I'm feeling a little bit better. I was actually gonna start up a stream last night, but when I thought about it, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to put clothes back on. So I just said, fuck, forget that, and I just didn't do it. But good morning, everybody. Y'all know I love y'all. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to make more videos, and I'm so sorry that I haven't been streaming lately. But I'm just getting over that pneumonia. I was walking around with it for like 2 months. Good morning, Mahogany. How you doing this morning? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. And see what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened when I went to the hospital. Good morning, Chatty. How you doing this morning? Yeah, I'm trying. I've been checking out your videos too. You love dancing. So when I went to the hospital, I was in the hospital like forever because I have like a really strong. That's always good to hear, Mahogany. I have a really strong immune system, so they couldn't. I had no symptoms. So that was an issue. I had like 0 symptoms. So, and you know, I wasn't coughing. I had no fever. I had like no problems. I had 0 symptoms. So when I went and they gave me the X-ray, like they didn't see no symptoms. And why when you go to the hospital and they can't figure out their own job, they always assume somebody might have HIV. Like, that shit is crazy. So I just took the test. It came back negative. Like, that's crazy. But I have that issue though, because like I don't get symptoms. I have a real strong immune system. So when I go to the hospital and they try to figure out what's wrong with me, like they like, well, what your symptoms are, and then I don't have no symptoms. I'm just like, yo, I don't feel right. I need help. What's up, Michigan State? Molester enabler. Fire time Izzo. Mark D'Antoni. Mark D'Antoni gotta go. Mark D'Antoni gotta go. I don't know about Tom Izzo at this point, but Mark D'Antoni, he gotta go. You could tell when he was speaking about the situation that this is not the first time he's heard of it. He's heard of it before. D'Antoni gotta go, period. I don't say Izzo gotta go as much because also, like, when they had the boy that got in trouble, you know, the dude that he turned into the, yeah, I have a great immune system. It's crazy. Like, I don't get sick. That's why I age so slow. I don't get sick. That's another reason why I didn't know there was something wrong with me, because I don't get sick. So, like, I literally don't get sick. I don't get colds. I don't get nothing. Yeah, so the only reason why I'm not saying get rid of Tom Izzo just yet, it's not just because I'm a basketball fan or anything like that. It's just that, yeah, I know that. But I got good insurance, so I'm fine. And I gotta pay the insurance anyway, right? So the only reason why I'm not saying get rid of Tom Izzo like right now is because the answers he gave is the answers that you would think that somebody that really don't know what was going on gave. The dudes that was involved in the program doing whatever they did, they said the girl that had got raped, they investigated, it was brought to the police and everything. And when the police and the freaking students, the campus security don't do nothing, you can't blame the coach. That's my point. You understand what I'm saying? You can't blame the coach if the campus security don't do anything. But if the coach is trying to suppress it, you know, then yeah, I'm agreeing with it. And it just looked to me like D'Antoni was trying to suppress the situation, or if a situation would have came about, it's something that he would have tried to suppress. It didn't look so much like Tom Izzo was like giving that. He didn't have that same energy like D'Antoni had. But D'Antoni, he gotta go. That's just it. Like, you can't have people out here diddling little kids, period. Y'all see the videos I put out? Y'all know how I feel about that? I'm totally 100% against it. I think that if somebody knows that a child is being molested, that person should also face the same exact charges as the molester. That's just my opinion. I think that the individual that knows that the child is being molested, even if they're not molesting the child, they should also be able to be held up for civil, in civil court. I think that whatever charges the molester gets, I think that the people that know should also get. And that's how I think that they should go against that whole IOC, not the IOC, the OS, the Olympic Committee. Like, they just let the guys get fired. You know what I mean? They just let the guys resign. I don't think that's good enough. I think that the Olympic Committee, they should be looked into. People should find out what they knew, when they knew it, and if they knew anything of any relevance, I think that they should be held, they should be brought up on charges. I think that there should be charges that should be able to be brought up on them. I think that they should be able to be sued individually. I think that the Olympics in general should be able to be sued by everybody that was every victim. Because you got to look at it like this. Even if every victim sues Larry Nassar, he doesn't have money to pay these people out. But the people who are his benefactors, they should be getting sued. The people who enabled him, the people that put him in a position where he will be able to do these things that he did, they should absolutely be able to be sued. And that's the Michigan State, 1, and that's the Olympics, 2. They should both be able to be sued by every single victim. All right, Chatty, I'll check you later. Definitely Michigan State. This is way bigger than him because, first of all, he's not the only person doing this to them little kids. You understand what I'm saying? You think he's the only one? You think if it was just him that they'd be trying to hide and protect just him? It's systemic. It's been going on before he got there. It's probably been going on most likely after he isn't there anymore. You understand what I'm saying? It's systemic. So you have to make the whole system pay. If the whole entire system doesn't pay, then you're not doing anything. Nothing's been done. That really pisses me off when they try to find one person that did all of whatever they did, and then they're going to say, we're going to make that person pay, but everybody that enabled that person or allowed that person the opportunity to do whatever they did, no, those person, they're going to get off scot-free. They can just go home and be with their families and live happily ever after. Hell no, them mofos need to be held accountable also. Yes, absolutely. USA Gymnastics, they also need to pay. Everybody needs to pay. These little girls, you know that one little girl, there's this young girl, she got raped at by the football players, I think at Michigan State. She went home and she couldn't even take it. She ended up committing suicide. Like, this is not a good look. Like, this is not a good look. These people need to be held accountable. And what they need to do is they need to take the statute of limitations off of rape. Like, especially like if the person is under like 21 years of age, there should be no statute of limitation. I don't like that. I never understood that. I never understood that. I never understood that. How somebody could molest a child, and then, you know, if the child, if the young person waits too long to get up the strength to inform other people what happened to them, now the freaking predator is scot-free. That doesn't, and this really pisses me off. I'm so sorry I can't speak straight, but that really upsets me. No, they're sick. They're mentally sick. Like, but you got to understand, there's a lot of people out here in this world that are mentally sick. They're just undiagnosed, or they're just, they're like the alcoholic who could keep a job. There's tons of alcoholics out here who can keep a job. You wouldn't even know they was alcoholics. Michigan State says, exactly, makes us all angry. Some are very sick people out there, have to run. Definitely, my brother. Well, you know, I'm going to be back tomorrow. You know, as long as they Wi-Fi is working appropriately, because I don't trust the regular wire line. But, yeah, so I'm going to be back tomorrow. Y'all already know, 9:40 to 10. Yeah, I'm like, this stuff pissed me off. I need to go myself. Hey, Mahogany says, I can never understand, but I think it's to protect certain group of people. I could be wrong. No, but you got to understand, like, okay, this is what it is. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. You have rich, affluent people who are out here molesting children. All right? Rich, affluent people. People who's worth millions and millions. You got people who create policy. Remember, they had the dude that was just running for Senate, and he was a child molester. You understand? So you got rich, affluent people. You have people in positions of power. So, of course, they want to act like they want to make it look like they're hard on these things. But they can only make it look like it's but so hard on these things, because sooner or later they might get caught up. You understand? So they try to protect themselves by, we're gonna go after this particular person, or we're gonna go after that particular person, knowing damn well that if the net was any wider, they get dragged up into the swamp with everybody else. You understand? So you gotta look at it like that. Like, why is there a statute of limitation on freaking rapists? Like, if somebody is raped under the age of 21, there should not be a statute of limitation. You know, I mean, facts is, the longer you wait to tell somebody, you gotta have some real proof. Somebody just saying, oh, I got raped, that's not gonna work. You gotta have real proof. Let's just keep it a buck. You understand what I'm saying? There are people out there that lie. You understand what I'm saying? I'm black, and I've heard about a lot of people back in the 50s and the 40s who supposedly did something to some white girl, and next thing you know, 40, 50 years later, after they dead and gone, you found out that the girl lied. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I lived through the Central Park 5, the joggers, when they put all of them young boys in jail because they made them young boys fess up to raping that girl, and then they find out that it was some serial rapist dude that did it in the first place. And it was just absolutely somebody else, and all they had to do is look at the DNA, and they would have knew them young boys didn't do it. So yeah, I think that, you know, there needs to be some real proof. But at the end of the day, the statute of limitations, it should be any statute of limitations for anyone under the age of 21. Like, I don't even think, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Until you turn like 25 years old, you make the stupidest decisions in the world as a people half of the time. I know that I wasn't a real adult until I turned about 25. I made stupid decisions. I did dumb things. I took chances I shouldn't have took, you know? It just is what it is. But, yeah, look, I love y'all. I gotta go. I'm trying not to be late today because this is my first day back in like a week. I'm gonna try. You too, Hillary. I appreciate it. I don't know what we should do today. I know what I'm gonna do today. Today I'm gonna look for somebody who's looking like they're having a bad day, and I'm gonna be extra nice to them. You know? I'm gonna try to lift somebody's spirits up today. That's what I'm doing today. Y'all should do the same. I'm gonna try to lift somebody's spirits up today. You know, sometimes life is hard, and sometimes people think they alone. Today, I'm gonna try to make at least one person feel like they not alone. It gets hard out here. Anyway, I love y'all. Keep each other safe. Everybody hug and kiss y'all kids for me. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.